Organic specific and tissue specific manifestation. The disease causing microbes. Okay. Disease causing microbes enter the body through these different means. Okay, different of means, through the different of means disease are entered in the body. Where do they go on? Okay, but if they enter in our body, or microorganism which are entering from the environment to our body, okay, where these microorganism are going, okay, we will study about that only. The body is very large when compared to the microbe. If we compare it, okay, the body is very large as compared to microorganism. So there are many possible places, organ or tissue, where they could go. Okay, and in our body we know it very well that there are many organs as well as tissue. Okay, in which this microorganism will enter and destroy that particular cells and tissues, and due to which that organ will totally damage. Where do they go? Do all the microbes go to the same tissue or organs, or do they go to different one? Okay, microorganism which are entering in our body, okay, that will go in the same tissue or organs, or they are going to a different one. Okay. So different species of a microbe seems to have evolved the home in on different part of the body. Okay, in different part of the body this will enter. In part, this selection is connected to their point of entry, okay, in which we say it is a point of entry where it is connected. If they enter from the air via nose, okay, if we talk about the nose, okay, from where this microorganism can be entered with the help of air, they are likely to go to the lungs. If they are entering from the nose, then it will directly go to the lungs. This is seen in the bacteria causing tuberculosis, and due to which, okay, in tuberculosis this phenomena is seen. If they enter through the mouth, okay, if we talk about the mouth, okay, from the mouth it is entering, can stay in the gut lining like a typhoid, and due to which it will form typhoid causing bacteria. Or they can go to the liver like viruses and causes jaundice. Okay, it will cause jaundice. Okay, and due to which we will see that due to the virus it will causes jaundice. Okay, but this need not always be the case. Okay, this is not a proper amount of cases. An infection like HIV that comes into the body via sexual organs will spread the lymph nodes all over our body, and due to which our body get damaged. Okay, due to this virus. Malaria causing microbes. Okay, if we talk about the malaria causing microbes entering through the mosquito bite. Okay, from the mosquito bite, malaria causing microorganism are spread in the body, will go to the liver. Okay, where it will go? It will go to the liver, and then the red blood cells. Okay, then it will enter to the red blood cell, and due to which a person has to suffer from the malaria. Okay, the virus causing Japanese encephalitis or a brain fever will similarly enter through the mosquito bite. Okay, same way, due to mosquito bite also this is seen, but it goes on to infect the brain, and it will directly affect to our brain, and due to which a mentally stress will be seen, or the mind will not work properly, imbalance. The site of symptoms. The sign and the symptoms of a disease will thus depend on the tissue or organ which is microbe target. Okay. Microorganism is targeting a particular organ. That is also one of the important sources. If the lung are the target, okay, if the lung is the target for the microorganism, then the symptoms will be cough, breathlessness. Okay. If the liver is the target, okay, if the target is liver, then what will be seen? There will be a jaundice. Okay, it will be a jaundice. If the brain is the target, if the microorganism target a brain, then it will observe headache. Okay, headache, vomiting, fits, unconsciousness. Okay, person get unconscious. we can imagine what the symptoms and sign of an infection will be if we know what the target tissue or organ is. Okay, microorganisms are targeting a particular organs. Okay, if we know it very well that in this organ there is not a functioning proper amount of functioning is going on, then we can able to detect it properly and function that carried out by this tissue or organ. In addition to this tissue specific effect of infectious diseases, there will be a other common effect too. Most of these common effects depend on the fact that body's immune system, okay, immunity system of a body get damaged and is activated in response to the infection. And depending on the response of an infection, it will work. Immune system will work. Active immune system recruit many cells to affect tissue to kill off disease causing microbe. Okay, if the immune system of a particular person is very active, then what will be seen? The microorganism which are responsible for spreading our diseases. Okay, that microorganism will be killed. Okay, that microorganism will be killed by many cells. Okay, of that active immune system. Active immune system, okay, containing person, okay, will have a high efficient of the cell which will kill the microorganism which are responsible for causing disease. Okay, and through which that person immunity system is good. From that we can see that immunity system of that particular person is very good, so it will not affect by that disease. This recruitment process is called inflammation, okay, which we say it as inflammation. Okay. As a part of this process, there are local effects such as swelling and pain, or general effects such as fever. Okay, lot of effects are there. Okay, what? Okay, local effect like a swelling and pain. Okay, pain will be seen as well as swelling will be seen. Same way, general effect like a fever. So, this was the effect. In some cases, the tissue specificity of an infection lead to very general seeming effect. For example, in HIV infection, okay, if we talk about the HIV infection, the virus goes to the immune system. The virus will go to the immune system and damage its function, and due to which damage will be seen. Thus, many of the effects of HIV/AIDS are because of the body can no longer fight off the many minor infection, and due to which minor infection, okay, cannot be carried out and face every day. Instead, every small cold can become a pneumonia. Okay, if the small cold, okay, will be there of that particular HIV containing person, then small cold will affect to a pneumonia, and due to which pneumonia he or she or particular person has to suffer a lot for that. Minor gut infection can produce major diarrhea, and due to which minor guts also it will be diarrhea with the blood loss, okay, and bloods will be lost continuously. Ultimately, it is these other infections that kill people suffering from HIV/AIDS, and due to which HIV containing person will have to suffer lot and kill that particular person. It is also important to remember that a severity of a disease manifestation depend on the number of microbes in the body. Okay. In the body, how much amount of the microorganism are present? Okay. For depending on that, also disease can be considered. If the number of microbes is very small, okay, if the proportion of a microbes is in a written amount or a small amount, the disease manifestation may be minor or unnoted. Okay. For manifestation of that disease will be limited amount. Okay. If the limited amount of microorganism are present, okay, for curing that little amount of microorganism, we will need little bit of manifestation through which a person will recover from that disease. But if the number of the same microbe in a large, the disease can be several enough to be life-threatening. Okay. If the microorganism are in a lot proportion or in a more proportion, then what will be seen that due to that microorganism disease, a person has to suffer with his life. Okay, from the life also they have to suffer. The immune system is a major factor that determines the number of microbes. Okay, if we talk about the immune system is the major factor. That is the one of the important factor which will protect, okay, our body from a several microorganisms. So, if a person contain high immune system, then he or she or a person has a active immune system, and due to which he will not suffer many diseases. We shall look into this aspect a little later in the chapter. Here you can see that different type of tissues as well as working. Now the principle of treatment. If we talk about the treatment, okay, what are the steps taken by the what are the steps taken by your family when we fall sick? Okay, whenever we are falling sick, at that time which type of steps are taken by our family? Okay. Have you ever thought why would sometimes feel better if you sleep for some time? Okay, if we are sleeping, whenever we are suffering from particular fever or diseases, doctor or physician will prescribe to stay a bed rest or rest. Okay, we prefer for the bed. When does the treatment involve medicine? Whenever the treatment is going on through a medicine. Based on what we have done so far, it would appear that there are two ways of treating infectious disease. Okay? There are how many types of ways? There are two types of ways through which infected diseases can be cured. One will be reduce the effect of disease. The first is reducing the effect of disease, and the second one is to kill that particular cause of a disease. Okay, from wherever it is causing, that cause will be killed, or the causing of a disease will be reduced. Okay, so these are the two ways through which a person will cure from the dangerous disease or a minor disease. Okay, so the first is to kill a cause of a disease or reduce the cause of a disease. That was second. For the first, okay, if we talk about the first, provide a treatment that will reduce the symptoms. Okay, first the treatment will be such that it will reduce the symptoms. Okay, which we are already known that which two of them. In that two of them, first is to reduce the symptom of that particular disease by a treatment. The symptoms are usually because of inflammation. Okay, the symptoms are what? Okay, because of inflammation. For example, we can take a medicine that bring down fever. Okay, if we talk about the fever, then whenever we are talking about the fever, at that time we are taking a medicine. Okay, that medicine will what? We will work for reducing that fever, due to which pain will be reduced and loose motion will be reduced. We can take a bed rest. Okay, we are taking a bed rest so that we can conserve our energy. We are taking bed rest because of conserving our energy from doing another work. Okay, if we are taking a bed rest, then our energy will be consumed, okay, or conserved, and that energy will work for curing a particular disease. Okay, the energy which we are conserving, that energy will be work or used, okay, for curing the diseases, and this will enable us to have a more of its available to focus on healing, and due to which the energy which are conserved, that will work for the focus of a healing, and due to which a person will cure in a short period of time if he or she is resting. But this kind of symptoms, direct treatment by itself will not make the infecting microbes go away, and the disease will not be cured. Okay, for that we need to able to kill off the microbe. Okay, just now we have taken first way, okay, in which we are reducing the causes of disease, but due to which the totally recover will not be seen. For that we have to kill that microorganism or a cause which are responsible for the disease. Okay, so first we have to kill it, then it will be consumed. How do we kill microbes? Okay, now the second question arises that how these microorganisms are killed. One way is to use a medicine that kill microorganism. We have seen earlier that microbes can be classified into two different categories. In two different categories, these microbes are classified. They are viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa. Each of these groups or organisms will have some essential biochemical life processes which is peculiar to that group, and due to which the group are not shared with the other group. That group will not share with the other group, and this process may be pathway for the synthesis of new substance or respiration, due to which a particular damage will be reduced. This pathway will not be used for us either. For example, our cell may make a new substance by a mechanism different from that used by the bacteria. Okay, the cell are making a new substance which are responsible for the mechanism different from the used bacteria. We have to find a drugs. Drugs means what? Okay, medicine. We are talking about medicine that block the bacterial synthesis. Okay, that will block the bacterial synthesis pathway without affecting our own. Okay, the bacteria which have a path. Okay, from wherever whichever path bacteria is coming or working, that path will be blocked by the drugs or a medicine, due to which bacteria will not spread in over the body. And this is what is achieved by the antibiotic that we are all familiar with. Okay, and the word which are blocking the bacterial path is antibiotic medicine. Okay, which are blocking the path of a bacteria. Similarly, there are drugs that kill protozoa. Okay, there are another type of drugs which are killing a protozoa, such as malaria parasite. Okay, all this. One reason why making antiviral medicine is harder than making antibacterial medicine. Okay, so which one? Okay, antiviral medicine is harder as compared to antibacterial medicine is that virus have few biochemical mechanism. Okay, virus have some of the biochemical mechanism of their own. They enter our cell and use our machinery for life processes. They are entering our body and they will use our machinery, okay, to process in our body. That means that there is relative few virus specific target to aim in. Despite this limitation, there are now antiviral drugs. Okay, for that viruses there is antiviral drugs. Okay, which are very important. For example, the drugs that keep HIV infection under control. Okay, that is also one type of viral drugs. Now the principle of prevention. Okay, now the second is principle of prevention. How we can able to prevent a disease. All of what we have talked about a far did with how to get a right of infection in someone who has disease. Okay? But there are limitations of this approach to dealing with the infectious disease. The first is that once someone has a disease, their body function are damaged and may never recover completely. Okay? If the particular person have a disease, okay, then their body function will be damaged, and as well as the recovering also there is a lot of problem. The second is the treatment will take time. Okay, the second is treatment, okay, which are taking lot of time, okay, for recovering a person's immunity as well as body or organ, which means that someone, okay, suffering from the disease is likely to be bedridden for some time, even if we can give a proper treatment. If we are giving a proper amount of treatment, then also that person has to suffer from the bedridden, or person will be bedridden for a few period of time, okay, for curing that disease. The third is that the person suffering from the infectious disease can serve as source from where their infection may spread to other people. Okay. The third is what? Okay, infection which are getting from the person to person. Okay, that is also responsible. This lead to the multiplication of the above difficulty, and due to which a person by person the infectious diseases or infectious agent will be passed, and due to which infection will seen in a huge functioning. Because of such reason, the prevention of a disease is better than cure. And because of all this reason, okay, we should prevent our body from different type of diseases. So we say it as a prevention is better than cure. Okay. Now here you can see that tertiary prevention, which is that in that you can see that enable timely recovery, destabilize, retrain, remotivate, resocialize, and reintegrate. Okay, these are the circle. How can we prevent disease? Okay, now the how the disease can be prevented. There are two ways, one general and one specific to each disease. Okay. The general way of preventing infection mostly related to preventing exposure. How can we prevent exposure to infectious microbes? If we look at the means of their spreading, we can get some easy answer. For airborne, okay, if we talk about the airborne microbes, we can prevent exposure by providing living conditions that are not overcrowded. Okay. Airborne, okay, if we talk about the airborne microbes, okay, we should not go to such places where are overcrowded are there, okay, through which the infection will not spread in our body. Now the second is waterborne. The waterborne means what? The infection which are spread through the water, which we say it is a waterborne microbes or a microorganism which are spreading, okay, by a water medium. Okay, that is known as waterborne microbes. Okay, preventing exposure by providing safe drinking water. Okay, for that safe drinking water should be there. Okay, through which it can be consumed. This can be done by treating the water to kill any microbial contamination. For vector, okay, for vector infection means what? Such medium, for example mosquito and all this, which are known as a vector borne infection. We can provide clean environment. Our environment should be clean. This would not, for the example, allow mosquito. Okay, if we talk about the mosquito breeding, in other words, public hygiene. Okay, in public hygiene also, environment should be clean. Is one of the basic key to prevention of infectious disease. Now, in addition to this issue, that related to environment, there are some of the general principle prevention infection disease also. To appropriate those principles, let us ask question. We have not looked at so far. Normally, we are faced with the infectious every day. Okay, in everyday life, we are suffering from infection. If someone is suffering from the cold and cough in the class, it is likely that the children sitting around will expose to the infection. If the person which are sitting beside the infected children or a child, okay, then the healthy child have to suffer it. Okay, because of the infection will spread from body to body, and due to which healthy child, okay, will have to suffer from the sickness or a disease. But all of them do not actually suffer from the disease. But all the children are not suffering from the disease. This is because of the immunity system, okay, which we have already studied. Why? Because of the immunity system of our body is normally fighting off microbe. Okay, we know it very well that immunity system which are working and which are very important in our body. If the immunity system is active, then what will be seen? That microorganism which are spreading a disease, that will be killed. Okay, and our body will not affect from that microorganism. We have a cell that specializes in killing infecting microbes. Okay, we have such cell, okay, which will kill the infecting microbes. and this cell go into active each time infecting microbes enter the body. Okay, this cell will active when infecting microbe will enter in the body, and that time this cell will work and kill that infecting microbes, and due to which our body get safe. Okay, if they are successful, we do not actually come down with any disease. Okay, if our cell, okay, which are active, okay, during the entering of infecting microbe, okay, if that cell are activating regularly or at the time of entering or infecting microbes, okay, then a person will not have to suffer from disease. Okay, in this they are saying that if a person have a high immunity power or high immunity strength or high immunity system or an active immunity system, then person will not suffer from any disease, because during the entrance of a infecting microbe, the cell, okay, which are killing that infecting microbes, okay, they are active, and due to which cell will kill that infecting microbe, and person's body will be secure from the any diseases. The immune cell manage the kill of the infection long before it assume. Major proportion. As we noted earlier, if the number of the infecting microbes is controlled, if the number of infecting microbes is controlled, the manifestation of a disease will be minor. In other words, becoming exposed to or infected with an infectious microbe does not necessarily mean developing noticeable diseases, and person will not suffer from any diseases. So on way of looking at a several infectious diseases is that it will represent a lack of success of immune system, and the functioning of our immune system like any other system in our body will not good if proper of sufficient nourishment or a food is not available. Okay, if a person is not getting proper amount of nourishment as well as food, their immunity system will weak, and due to which they have to suffer from a different diseases. Same way, the second basic principle of prevention of infectious disease is to available of a proper sufficient food for everyone. Okay, person should get a proper amount of food and nourishment, so their immunity system will be secured, and due to which a person have a high immunity power and infection free. These are the general way of preventing infection. Okay, these are the general ways through which our infection can be secured. What are the specific way? They are related to peculiar properties of an immune system that usually fight off microbial infection. Let us cite an example to try and understand this property, okay, which we have already studied. That immunity system are fighting towards the microbial infection, and through which a body gets secured. Okay. Now this day there is no smallpox anywhere in the world. Okay. In any way in the world we cannot able to see smallpox. But recently, as 100 years ago, okay, if we talk about before the 100 year, okay, then smallpox epidemic were not all uncommon. Okay, here, if we talk about the smallpox, today it is common, but before 100 years it was very major disease. In such an epidemic, people used to be very afraid of coming near someone suffering from the disease, since they were afraid of catching the disease. Okay, at that time we can see that if a person having a smallpox, okay, nearby people will be so frightened to come near that containing smallpox containing people. Okay, if a person having smallpox, okay, people were frightened to come near that person. However, there was one group of people who did not have this fear. These people would provide nourishing care for victims of smallpox. This was the good group of people who had smallpox earlier and survived it, although a lot of scary. In other words, if you have a smallpox once, okay, once a smallpox is done, there was no chance of suffering from it again. Okay, if a person has already suffered with the smallpox, then again it will be not be seen in that body. So having a disease once was means of preventing subsequent attack by same diseases. Okay, if the person will suffer from one disease, it will not be seen again. This happened because when the immune system first sees an infected microbe, it responds against it and then remember it specifically. So the next time that particular microbes or its close relative enter the body, the immune system responds with the even greater vigor, and this eliminates the infection even more quickly than the first time around. And this is basis of a principle of. Okay, so here you can see that immunity system has already fighten with that particular infection, okay, which are responsible for the smallpox. So if the smallpox infection, okay, is coming near to that person once again, then this time immunity system will fight with a double power. Okay, with the double power it will fight, and due to which it will not be entered. We can now see that as a general principle, we can fool the immune system into developing a memory for a particular infection by putting something. Okay, so immunity system will recall that a infection was that, and that mimics the microbe. Okay, we want to vaccinate again into the body. This does not actually cause the disease, but this will prevent any subsequent exposure to the infecting microbes from turning into actual disease. Okay, we are taking a lot of vaccine, okay, which are very useful for securing our body from different diseases. Okay, which is said as a polio or wasp.